And what about money as well? It's going to be hard for them to get loans. People that need loans to do the renovation work, interest
Now,
rates.
these people, you know, in the city, they have the managements that I work for. You know, they have 1,000 apartments. You know,
Okay.
they're big companies, they're big managements, big bosses. You know, I deal with straight with the big bosses. I don't deal with the managements.
So they're just trying to cut back. They're trying to cut their expenses because of costs.
They're trying to cut some. You know, they're not spending like they used to. Since the Trump got in, you know, that's the problem. They're not
Wow.
fucking spending. Because we used to, you know, every building have a lock, you know. So any apartment move in, they put the key there on the lock box, and I'll do it. I never, you know, call them, oh, you want to do the kitchen. The kitchen is not in good shape. I take it out and put bathroom. Same shit. But now I have to ask them for every fucking thing. What do you want to do? You want to leave the kitchen? Do you want to move it? Do you want to put a new kitchen? Or what do you want to do with the bathroom? All this fucking crap. Back
Who
and forth, you know.
who do you think is going to get hurt the most?
To be honest with you, middle class, man. Us, like middle class, us.
Middle class. Wow.
Yeah.
What now is more for like business owners, like people, plumbing, electrical, people who doing woodwork.
Listen, plumbers, they always something break. They have to call the plumber and fix it. You know, no choice.
Right, right. That's true. It's not optional.
Same thing with electricians. They always have work, but as far as like me, you know, I do interior, like, you know, cabinets and bathrooms, floors, doors, you know.
Renovation
Like
and new
that,
construction.
renovations. So,
Right.
you know, that's the fucking problem. No,
Wow.
the city's pretty bad, man. Very bad, I tell you that. I know a lot of people, they used to have 15, 17, 18 workers, 12, 13 workers. They're not doing nothing now. Nothing. Everybody laid off.
That's crazy. When did it start happening?
So where this guy got in, man.
Wow. That's crazy. And we got 4 years, man.
I don't know what to tell you about it, but it's fucking crazy, bro.
Wow. All right, man. I know you're a busy guy.
You know, how's it going with you?
It's crazy, man. I mean, it's the same as before, but in the meantime, it's still scary because the bank account is looking bad, man.
I know, man.
Anyway,
I know, brother.
we'll catch up. Well, there you have it. That was just a brief conversation with my neighbor, who he runs a construction business, and I called him up to talk about something else about his property, and I figured I wanted to ask him, kind of how things were going. My mindset being, with all the craziness that's happening since Trump got elected, here's a guy who, he's running a business and he's involved in construction. So, it's like I told my contractor as soon as Trump won, I told him, listen, man, him and others, I gave them warnings. I said, listen, stuff is about to get really expensive. Prices are about to go up. Trump is about to do, or bring in some chaos that is definitely going to hurt us big time with costs. And his buffoonery causing a surge in inflation and prices and the cost of living is going to have an even worse effect because of who he is. In times like this, greedy corporations take advantage, right? So you have tariffs that are leading to more costs for consumers in this country. So they're bringing in products from foreign producers of the products that they're buying, and when they bring them in, they have to pay these additional tariffs, right? Because the tariffs that Trump is imposing on other countries, we're the ones that are paying it, right? The importers are the ones paying it. And then, of course, they pass the cost to us. The thing about it is, Trump is dismantling all the parts of the government that actually were designed to protect us. So, on one hand, he's introducing a situation of a lot of potential for greed, right? Because that's what they did with the pandemic, right? You know, when they have supply chain issues, you just bump your prices up, even if it's relevant to you or not. So let's say, for example, my supply chains are good, but I bump up my prices anyway. When customers ask, I just say, "Oh, supply chain and this and that, the pandemic," right? So I get to basically just increase my profits by significant amount, just for no reason, just taking advantage. It's like price gouging, right? The problem is, under like a Biden administration or a Kamala Harris administration, you at least have parts of the government that are out there that are advocating for the consumers and advocating for the regular people. You know, you had the CFPB and other groups like that. Don't do as much as they should. Absolutely don't. But at least they're doing something. And they have wins. They will go out there and defend us. You know, they won in court a lot of lawsuits where they were able to get money back in the hand of the consumers. We don't have that anymore. Trump has removed all of the parts, not all, but Trump has removed significant amount of our government that would advocate for us. So he removed protection for regular people. And in that moment, he's also opened the door to another frenzy of wealth transfer, where you have these companies that will take advantage of what's happening, increase their prices, increase their profits. And where does that go? To the CEOs, right? The people at the top. They're going to make so much money. They're going to be sitting around pretending, well, the economy is tough and people are struggling. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they're going to be smiling. They're going to be so happy because their wealth is going to explode. Because it's basically wild, wild west right now. Who the hell is going to stop a company from price gouging and you know, basically screwing over the consumers? There's no one, right? All that's been removed by Trump. So in a moment where we need it the most, all our protections have been removed. And then the other thing, it's just like we're really headed to some real serious situation, because AI is another problem that's going to be taking away jobs. Another thing that we need our government to protect us with. And again, all the parts of the government that would protect us, it's being dismantled by Trump. Trump is completely exposing us. It's like we're troops out in fighting in the battlefield, and Trump has came in at the night and taken away our body armor. He's taken away the armored vehicles that we have. He's taken the armor out of that. Maybe we dug trenches. He's filled it up with dirt. So we're just out there exposed, out in the open, just easy targets. Nowhere to hide, no protection, no nothing. And the crazy thing is, he's done this all the while saying he's doing it to protect us. Right? So imagine the battlefield and they're like we wake up in the morning and like, oh, where's our armor? And I'm the commander and I'm like, yeah, the armor is just going to slow you down. I got rid of the armor so you can be more mobile, you can move quicker, so you can dodge bullets and you can, get to safety. And, you don't need that armor. It's slowing you down. Right? I dig out the trenches and I say, yeah, it's for your safety. You have troops that are running and then they fall in the trench and they break their legs, and it's a safety hazard. I mean, straight up putting us at risk, all the while selling us that he's somehow helping us. That's where we're at. And I have another guy. Remember I said I talked to my contractors. I did a video some time ago. I said that they told me they were all like Trump people. And I try to talk them down, and they're MAGA, man. I haven't talked to them yet, but I can't imagine, especially one of them. I know he was already dealing with some financial challenges. So with what Trump is doing right now, I can't imagine what he's dealing with now. He's a business owner, hard-working guy, great work ethic. He did great work for me, and now, I mean, look, I was able to afford him to do a lot of work, even little jobs. I can't afford to do any work right now. You think I'm the only one who, right now, I don't have it. So that means his business is going to decline, and he's going to be deeper in the hole. His credit is going to be devastated more, as is mine. And remember, in this moment, MAGA is laughing. This is funny. The destruction of our country is funny to them. Throwing gasoline on America and striking the match. It's all lulls. They're owning the libs. They are owning the libs. All the suffering that's happening right now. These people are heartless. They don't care. I just saw a story. There was a Canadian got held at the border. They put her in prison. Some nonsense about her. I mean, what I'm seeing, it looks like she had the paperwork she needed, but for some reason they held her anyway. They disappeared that other guy for protesting. They're attacking our freedom of speech. Yet all the freedom of speech warriors got nothing to say. Right. By the way, just to be clear, if you share this story with a member of MAGA in 2025, I can almost guarantee you the response will be, "Oh, my buddy's running a construction business and he says business is booming." Or they're going to say themselves, "Oh, things are running great for me. I have tons of business. My bank account is looking great. Must be something wrong with you. All I know is things are great right now and the economy is great and America is great again." It's kind of like when we had COVID and maybe you share a story about your family member who almost died, and then they say, "Man, I know 5 people and they all got COVID and it was just like a cold. They were fine and they didn't have any vaccine or anything and they didn't wear masks." I think you're getting the game by now.